Good evening, friends, and welcome. It's Lisa Maynard, and this is Kit Crush Wednesday. And I am coming to you from a pre-recorded video because I had some conflicts for Wednesday. So in any event, we are going to take a look at a brand new kit that came out in November. It's the Forever, oh my gosh, what is the name of it? I just looked at it. Everyday Beauty kit. I wanted to say Forever Beauty, but Everyday Beauty kit. And it is so cool. I think my favorite part of this is something that I'm going to show you in just a second. So without any further delay, I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera around and we're going to get started. So let's take a look at this kit. These cards are so pretty. I love the flowers and the colors are amazing. But the best part of this kit is these little faux wax seals right here. They're so cool. And this really fine gold thread. So we've got 3 cards. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for all you do. And celebrate today and every day. We're going to make 3 cards. And also they come with this very, they're all the same envelope, but very cute little flower on it. And then the green twig branches on the inside. So let's go ahead and set those aside. That's what we're going to be creating tonight. And let's take a look at what's in this kit. It comes with a lot of stuff this time, you guys, and it's super fun. So obviously our instructions, which are very important. We have the Night of Navy stamp spot. That's what the colors we're going to be using tonight. We have our little gold thread. It's very fine. We've got some tear and tape. We like the tear and tape. Now I had Stampin' Dimensionals in here at some point, and I'm not sure where they went, but we'll grab some here in a minute. So there are the stamp set. So I've got some on blocks already, and obviously a block, an acrylic block, but this comes with every kit. So if it's a stamping kit, you will get this with it. We've got our little insert that shows us what all of the stamps are for, and then you can keep track of them, which is great. Here are those faux wax seals that are so cool. They're kind of sticky on the back, and these are just phenomenal. I mean, you can use these on so many. They give you so many extras of these, way more than you need for the cards. So we've got some die cut pieces here, some leaves. We've got some layering pieces. We've got layering pieces, more layering pieces, and we've got some more layering pieces. The sentiment, the pieces for the sentiments, and the card bases and the envelopes. So there's a lot in here. There's a lot going on, but it's super fun and it's not incredibly hard. This one takes a little more time, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to stick everything back in here that we don't need at the moment. And we're going to go ahead and stick those in. We're going to keep that out. We're going to keep our tear and tape out. And I'm not sure what happened with my Stampin' Dimensionals. That's a little interesting thing. I was just working on this, so I'm not sure where they went. But I'm just going to grab some that I have over here. They're mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So let me see what I can find here quickly. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time finding minis. That's crazy that we can't find minis. Let me see, friends, what we got here. No. Oh, wait, here we go. I think they're in the back. Yep, here we go. We're good. We're good. So mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Sorry for that. I don't know where the ones came that went with the kit, but here we go. So that's what we're going to do. Let's bring in our first card. Now, this is the card base, and we have all our parts and pieces. I'm going to scoot them up here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and fold our card over like we normally do. I'm going to get my bone folder and burnish that edge so it's nice and flat, just like so. And I seem to be a little there. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, we're going to stamp the image on this layering piece. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my full-size stamp pad. This is Night of Navy, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And we are going to stamp this little flower image in the middle of this layering piece here. It's just in this gold foil piece. It's super cute. So I just wanted to show you, you know, part of the stamping that you're going to be doing. Super, super cute. Let's go ahead and close this up so I do not get my hands in that. And then we are going to come over here and we are going to put a mini glue dot on the back. No, we're not. We're going to put this on the back of here, like so, just like that. And then we are going to take two Stampin' Dimensionals. I am mixed up with all my words tonight. And go ahead and put those on there. And I'm going to actually add just one more to hold that piece in place. So let's go ahead and take that off. Take the backings of those off, and we're going to go ahead and put that right on the card, right about here. Looks good. Right about there, just like so. Now I've already stamped my my sentiment, hello beautiful, and I stamped it near the bottom. That's on purpose because we're going to take one of those faux wax seals and we're going to put that on there. So we want to make sure we leave room for that at the top of that sentiment. Now, got some tear and tape on this, and we are going to go ahead and adhere this sentiment to this gold piece, and we're going to it's going to fit right to left, and we want a little at the top and a little at the bottom, just like that. Then we've got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this to this card, just like, we're going to slide it under there, just about like that. Perfect. Right like so. Just like that. So we've got room to put that piece right there. So now here comes the fun part. We are going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do this twine. It works a lot, twine. It's thread, very thin thread. And instead of trying to do a figure eight like we normally do for a bow, I'm going to take it. I've got ink on my fingers. I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it around my fingers 3 times. Actually, I might be able to make it 4 times, not quite. And then I'm going to take it and pinch it in the middle like this, just like so. And now we have a wonderful figure eight, and we did not have to mess with it. So we're going to take one of these faux pieces, and we are going to put this on here like this. Now they're sticky, so it's going to stick when I put it on. That's 2 bars, so I want to come down a little bit like that. And that looks pretty good. So you have a little bit at the top, a little bit at the bottom. Move that down a little bit more. This thread is so fine and very interesting to work with. But there, we've got that. I like the way that looks. So we're going to snip off that little edge right there. Then we are going to put a little bit of tear and tape at the bottom. Now, these are still sticky, but the directions instruct you to do that. So we're just going to follow them. And the reason we're doing that is so that this adheres definitely to the card, and we don't want that to come off. So we're just going to put a little bit of tear and tape there and take the backing off of that. Now, some people may be able to do this with their fingers. I cannot do that. I have to use the tool to get that started, just like that. And there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and come in here, and it's going to set right there, just like that. Let's cut that. That's a little bit of string. And there is our card. Hello, beautiful. Isn't that adorable? So, so cute. I love, love these cards. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, all of our parts and pieces. I've already done the faux wax seal for you. So let's bring in everything here first. We've got our card base right here. And we're going to go ahead and fold that in half. And we're going to go ahead and burnish that, just like so. And then we've got this piece. It came like this, and we went ahead and punched that out. Now, you could save this and use it for different cards. So if you want to, make sure you save that piece. Then we've put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that. We're not going to worry about that just quite yet, because we are going to stamp on this piece, and we are going to stamp thanks when the flower. And what I did here is I put on the stamping block at the same time the flower and the sentiment. So you can do that absolutely if there's enough room. It's a great way to get the two things that you need stamped at the same time. And I want a little space between the flower and the thanks. So that works just great. So I'm going to ink this up just like so. And then there is a line. There's a dotted line. I don't know if you can see it all the way around. It's in the shape of what we punched out. So we're going to stamp in that line. And I think I can see. I'm going to go about right there. And hopefully that's straight. Otherwise, I'm going to get my head in the camera. And that looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. That looks very, very nice. So let's close that up, move our stamp out of the way. We're going to bring our card base back in. And we are going to go ahead and take the tear and tape off the back of this, because this goes on our card base. And then that goes on our card base. And it's interesting because on our card base, we also have little dots. Now on the first one, I stamped on the card base, but on this one, I'm going to go ahead and layer this piece on here so that it lines up just like so. And there we have that. And now we're going to go ahead, and we have dimensionals on the back of this. We're going to take these off, and then we're going to adhere this to the base. So there are lots of parts and pieces to these, friends, but they're so, so pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to line this up and leave some room around that dotted edge, just so we can see it peek through a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to give it just a nice little press right like that. Now, the next part of our sentiment, I already stamped for all you do. This again goes on this little gold piece here. So we're going to go ahead again and take that backing off of here. And then we're going to line this up. This is actually going to line up with the top and the sides of your gold piece. So I'm going to start at the left-hand side and just place it, and then press it down once I've got it in place so that it lines up. Now this is going to go, again, we've got dimensionals on it, and they're in the middle of this piece because the dimensionals are going to go here. So it'll pop up when we lay it down on our card, and it spans the width of that layering piece right there. So there we're at right there. Now, the final touch is this piece right here. I've already went ahead and put the gold loop and the two little leaves on there. And then again, I put some tear and tape, and there's a Stampin' Dimensional on that. So we're going to go ahead and take the tear and tape backing off, because it is going to go on the right-hand side of our card here. Maybe I can get that lifted up without taking the tape with me. Yep, there we go. and taking the backing off of that Stampin' Dimensional. And this is going to go right here, just like that. And that's going to stick to that card, and it's going to pop up a little bit. And isn't that just adorable? I get in the way sometimes. Isn't that just adorable? I love it. Love, love, love it. We're going to move that over a little bit. So it's going to pop up. You're going to put that dimensional a little over to the left because it's actually going to adhere over this layering piece here because it's going to pop that up. So there we go. There's another card done. Thanks for all you do. Super, super cute. Now let's bring in our final piece. All right. Lots of parts and pieces to this too. So here is our card. Now you would have thought this would have been the front, but it's not. It's this part. And I already went ahead and stamped the 2 leaf images on the front of the card. Now, as you can see, I got a little ink right there, but hopefully, I'm hoping we'll be able to cover that up a little bit. If not, it's not a big deal. Now, we've got tear and tape on the back of these, so we're going to go ahead and layer these pieces. I'm just going to burnish these both while I've got them at the same time. Let's try not to bump that too many times here. And let's go ahead and center this in here. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice press and then take these off. And that burnishing trick for me works really well. You'll have to let me know if it works for you. Now I want part of those little leaf images to show through, and they do. So that is how that is going to be. And I don't like how that is, so we're going to straighten that out a little bit. There, that's better, I think. There, that's better. Okay, now here we go. I've already prepped this part again for us. And I've already stamped our sentiment. Now it stamps clear over to the left because our wax seal is going to go right there. And I've already got our tear and tape on here. So I'm going to take the backings off of these. The reason this is wobbling a little bit is because I already put the dimensionals on the back of it. Now, this is going to fit top to bottom, but it's going to have a little bit of gold on each side. And I just am going to place it until I get it where I want it. And then I'm going to push it down a little bit. Perfect, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and take our dimensionals off the back of that. And I want to see, because I didn't quite do it right on my first one, I kind of want to see where they have this on there. Okay, they have it up above a little bit. All right, so we're going to put this up here, and it's going to be above those little leaf pieces and about centered, just like so. And then we're going to come in with our wax seal, and it's going to go right there. So it's going to kind of cover those, but not really. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use that to burnish it a little bit. Now it's holding down that piece also, the tear and tape. Even though the back is sticky, this is just reinforcing it so that we have it nice and secure so it doesn't go anywhere. And I relish people that can do this with their fingers, because like I said, I cannot. Now, this is going to go on our sentiment, and it's going to go right about like there, just like so. And there we have celebrate today and every day. Super, super cute. I absolutely love this kit. And again, like I said, I love these. I'm going to be using these on cards because they're such a cool element to add. So let's bring these back in. And this is the Everyday Beauty Kit. So you can make 9 cards with it. And I think these are just adorable. And these envelopes are stunning. So let's go ahead and turn this camera around and finish up for the evening. There we go, friends. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. It always helps me when you join in, you tune in, you refer me to your friends, or even go back and watch the replay. And if you choose to buy this kit, then if you have any questions, you can always refer to the video again to see my tips and tricks of how I've done it. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next week for another edition of Kit Crush Wednesday. Have a wonderful evening. Until then, bye.